Right, let's talk through French V2.
Right.
4v3.
4v3. So, starting Char-B, command tank.
Right.
1, 2, 3 stand-ins, Char-D2s.
Tell us what it's unreliable, but
Armor 8, unreliable, slow man, one-man turret,
one-man turret, okay.
and it's slow. But it's not a low velocity anti-tank.
So light anti-tank gun, has it got coax and hull?
Coax, no, only hull and I could be lying to you.
Coax machine gun?
It has only a forward-facing hull, not machine gun.
Oh, it's a hull machine gun, no coax.
No coax.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Armor 7 or 8?
Armor 8.
Armor, nice.
For
nice.
glorious
Okay,
85
cool.
points. Okay.
They're called the Char-Ds, right?
Yeah, Char-D2.
Right, and the other one, just mind, the Char-B is a light anti-tank gun and a light howitzer.
But low velocity anti-tank gun.
Oh, low velocity. Okay, I didn't realise that at all. I'm glad we're having a conversation.
Hull and coaxial.
Okay, cool. And it's armor 9 all round, which is
Armor
amazing.
9 all round. And
Okay,
a
cool.
command tank.
Right.
Okay, then 2 observers.
2,
Forward
right,
observers. 2 inexperienced lieutenants.
good. Right,
1 inexperienced captain.
right,
2 inexperienced light mortars.
right.
And then infantry, I've got 2 11-man inexperienced full strength squad.
It's a lot of
All
rifles.
rifles.
Inexperienced, are they green?
They are not green.
Okay, do they have a name? Is there some special French name for these guys?
No, just standard inexperienced
Okay.
squad. However, one of them, this one over here, the man kneeling down,
Yes.
has a pistol. He does not have a rifle. So,
Sure.
that's those 2.
11 man, 11 man. Got it.
Okay. 8-man Senegalese regulars,
Right.
all with rifles.
And
Tough fighter.
which is amazing. Yeah.
And then a 7-man rifle squad, which is the Foreign Legion.
Oh, wow.
All
What do they do?
rifles. So they're just stubborn.
Are they a veteran?
They're veteran. or
Veteran, stubborn,
Points.
and total order dice?
15 order
15 order
dice.
dice, French.
I think it's a little bit
Yes.
needs 2 more order dice.
So, in case anyone's wondering, we're experimenting with French double artillery observer and British double artillery observer. More on that in a moment. Right, do not be concerned by the Tiger 1, STKFZ 251. We're playing British Airborne today, and we have Stuart, regular, all with the extra hull machine gun, of course, and the one with the white star, seen thusly, is the command tank. Then we have a 7-man airborne rifle squad, stubborn and veteran, and of course rapid fire is the rule we're using today, because the economy of action with the extra fire is quite outstanding, only bettered by the Americans. We have another identical 7-man airborne rifle squad, stubborn, veteran, etc. A third one of the same. So 3 sort of meaty squads that can sit and won't run if things go badly. Then we have an anti-tank rifle, regular. We have 2 artillery observers. Again, the purpose of these French and British lists is to use spammed armor and double artillery observer. Then we have a 5-man airborne full SMG squad for outflank shenanigans, etc., and variety, tactical options. Then we have, as in Josh's case, what are we calling it? Platoon commander inexperienced, and a company commander. He's got a Sten or Sterling, whatever they call it, in his hand instead. And then we have 2 light mortars. Apologies, they are medium mortars, but today that you can see they are 2-man and they are light mortars. For the rivet counters out there, yes, there are American troops mixed in here with all these red berets. If that's causing you some mental harm, you can just consider this to be a market garden exercise. Right. Right. Deployment. We have an objective in the woods. Soft cover forests everywhere. We have an objective in the... Now that is not line of sight blocking. That is hard cover if you're in it. I'm going to say that again, hard cover if you're in it. But you can shoot right across it. It's no obstruction whatsoever. Right, then we have the village. Let me move over this way. This village is going to be very bloody. Objective. Right, Josh, you want to roll for sides?
Yeah, bro, let's do this.
Right, we're about to start round 1. This is far too zoomed in. Right, we have British Artillery Observer, Platoon Commander, Command Stuarts, extra hull machine guns, inexperienced light mortar, regular anti-tank rifle. British, no, you're imagining things, it's not a Soviet anti-tank rifle. 7-man airborne rifle squad, stubborn. Another Stuarts, light mortar that is not in the woods yet. Light mortar, that is. Artillery Observer, number 2. Company Commander, obviously, although I'm presenting a magnificent target for the French artillery strike. It is what it is. I need to be centrally located to be able to shake off pins, if everyone survives, that is. 3rd Stuart, getting hard cover from yonder Char and 3 Char-Ds. I'm going to say that again. Those are 3 Char-Ds. They're unreliable, but they have light anti-tank guns and a hull machine gun. And that's a Char-B. Low velocity anti-tank gun and a light howitzer. And 2 machine guns on the coaxial hull. We'll get back around there in a moment. 7-man airborne, British Airborne squad. 7-man British Airborne squad. And before I go any further, I have a 5-man SMG British Airborne squad off board, outflank. We're going to circle around. Right, let's move across the French position. We have Senegalese, regular tough fighters, all rifle. French inexperienced platoon commander with SMG. We have a French light mortar, Char-B, French light mortar. Behind the Char, we have a French artillery observer, and on the left, we have what will turn out to be a legendary French company commander. Char-D, Char-D, Char-D. They're obviously substitutions right now. Company commander will make sure that they do as they're told. We have an inexperienced 11-man rifle squad. Behind that inexperienced squad, we have a platoon commander, and that's what I'm pointing at is an artillery observer, the 2nd artillery observer, regular. And that's the company commander, and next to him is the other artillery observer behind the Char. That is the now for a quick view of the battlefield from the forest side. End of round 1. Pinned British light mortar. We have a French artillery observer marker over here. We have the British central position. It's going to get hammered. The light anti-tank rifle is not looking good. He's alive though. There's that central squad. The steward is down and has, gentlemen, is it 5 pins? 4 pins, something like that. The light mortar is doing its job. There's the company commander over there. There's the other artillery observer of the British. Over here we have a Stuart that failed to hit anything or brew anything up. He's got good cover though. And 2 squads maneuvering towards positions, but remind me, Josh, 11-man inexperienced, yes?
In the building.
French in the building. Then a fistful of tanks. The Char-Ds, 1, 2, 3, some pins, etc. Oh, let's talk about British artillery observer markers. There's one underneath that Char-D, and there's the one right next door. Let's see if anything happens. Char-B over there. Senegalese. We're about to enter round 2. Right. Right, I'll just quickly debrief about the start of turn 2. All the artillery barrages came in, 2 British Airborne artillery barrages and 2 French artillery barrages. Right, village. This, you need to hear about. This squad, this inexperienced squad, the building got hit by the incoming barrage. And did you lose 3 or 4 men? 3 men.
4 men.
You lost 4 men. Inexperienced squad, yes?
Yes.
And they made their order check, or no, they didn't reach half strength. So that was cool, but the building did not come down. If it had, the squad would have died in the rubble. I believe that's the rule. That is a platoon commander of some sort, I think, who's pinned, 3 pins. Char-Ds are magnificent, and enjoy the sight of all these chits, everyone. And Char-D has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pin markers because of unreliable. It got pins from the artillery barrage, is my point. This Char-D also got, how many pins is this, Josh? This is crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8. 7 or 8 pins. Again, they're all, Char-Ds are unreliable. This Char-D as well. I'm not going to bother counting, but several pins. Obviously, what makes the Char-Ds viable in spammed amounts is a company commander. We need to talk to the entire globe about this company commander who's now going to be a legend and needs a paint job, Josh. I want everyone to know that this French company commander took a direct hit from a 4-inch heavy howitzer shell, and I rolled a 1 to wound. So he walked off. He literally had a heavy howitzer shell land at his feet or on his head, and he walked it off. Absolute legend. Anyway. So he got 3 pins for his efforts. I think that's an artillery observer. He got some pins. The Char-B got, I believe that's 2 pins, and the single man remaining on the light mortar got a few pins over there. Whether that's 3 or 4, I think it's 3. Another light mortar. That's me zeroing. Those aren't. That was outside of the strike. Over here we have the Senegalese regular tough fighters, and again this is the. There we go. Those are the French. That's the French lines. Right, beginning of round 2, the British side. Let's talk about pins, because this is the beginning of turn 2. Joined me in the central area. That's where things were pinned. My company commander is alive. He's pinned a bit. The anti-tank rifle is 1 man down. It's quite annoying. The one of the 7-man rifle squads, airborne obviously, is pinned to some extent, minor. That's an artillery observer. He'll be fine. His strike came in. It's a light mortar. He's busy zeroing that the French mortar over there, as is this light mortar over here. Same target. Let's get back to the story. Right, I've made some blunders, I feel, in this game. I don't think having a Stuart visible at the start is a good idea when facing spammed French armor. A lesson learned. He's alive at least. He has, how many pins has a Stuart got, Josh?
I think 6 score.
5 or 6 pins. I mean, he's going to have to rally this turn. It's a wasted turn. Look, I have blundered, but that command Stuart is alive and ready to rock and roll. And this Stuart he's going to do nothing this turn. Maybe he dies. He will certainly attempt to rally this turn. The other Stuart is over here, and he's got good cover against the French lines there, but there he is. But he can't hit anything. I think, well, to be fair, I think he took that French light mortar team down to half. So he's doing some work, but whatever. And over here in the town, I have two of my 7-man rifle squads, and the lieutenant that was with them, the platoon commander got vaporized. Unlike the French captain or colonel, my British platoon commander got atomized. They scraped his remains into a baggie. Now I'm out of position, but obviously my idea, should I lose this game, let it be known that I was attempting to grab all of the objectives in town where there's lots of cover and things. It'll work. Obviously, I've got an abraded experienced squad, which, I mean, I might be able to work around, not a problem. Of course, there are 2 French squads coming in from outflank. Let it be known. From outflank. Obviously, I don't know whether Josh is going to double them down on one flank or 2. But, yeah, game's not going that well, but we're going to play it out to see how this goes in terms of using double artillery observer. I must say, after several games now with double artillery observer, that, dare I say, it might be somewhat broken. We're having fun because we get to drop 4 artillery strikes on each other, which is fine. But if I was playing against someone who didn't have artillery strikes, I would probably feel a little bit bad. Right, end of turn 2. British central position. All 3 Stuarts are alive. 1, 2, 3. Central position. Infantry is heavily impacted. Lots of pins. Mortar's fine. Company commander Fubard, but no one's within 12 inches, so he just lost his cool in a major way, but no fatalities. In the town, those 2 airborne rifle squads, 7-man veteran, are down, and they didn't get too abraded by the artillery strike, the other artillery strike. They're over there, and you can see an objective over here, fair enough. In this building, I'll remind everyone, is inexperienced French squad, 4 men down, but still alive. French inexperienced over there. Central objective over there. French positions, French central position, I suppose, arguably. Char-Ds are good, as you can see. This one did not reverse off the board because they're slow. They're not slow, pitifully slow, but they are slow, which is useful, it turns out. None of them are dead, and they just shook off all their pins with rally orders. They've been shot at, as you can see, and taken some pins. The Stuarts are not managing to knock them out, though, so it's a bit annoying. Nothing much I can do about that, though. Char-B is alive. 1 pin on him. He'll get rid of that shortly. Armour 9 all round. Artillery strikes are coming in soon. Start of turn 3. As you can see, the Senegalese regular tough fighters have moved up from this area. It'll run up to here. Obviously, they're going to go camp on that objective over there. Kill count thus far: 1 French inexperienced mortar, light mortar, and 1 British platoon commander. The following is statistically impossible. We're at the top of turn 3. Pre-turn 3, we've just brought in 2 British artillery strikes. We're looking at the French position. We've brought in 2 British artillery strikes, 1 which wandered off board, miscalculation, so no effect. The second one went off. Please join me over here. We have a heavily pinned Char, fair enough, Char-D, fair enough. Another one, fine, job done. Everyone, you need to be aware of the following. This is mathematical rubbish. That French company commander, I'll remind you, walked off a direct hit from artillery barrage last turn. He just walked off another artillery barrage. I kid you not. I'm struggling with this fact. This Frenchman commander walked off a direct hit. I rolled a 6, then I rolled a 1. Not only that, but French artillery observer. I also got a 6 on him and rolled a 1 on him. I want to repeat this occurrence to you. Rolled a 6 to hit this man on the artillery barrage, and then rolled a 1 to wound. He walked it off. Rolled a 6 on this man and rolled a 1 to wound. Yeah. Anyway, the Char-B is pinned to an extent. They'll just rally it. It's fine. Company commander's there. You know the company commander's there. These Char-Ds are still alive, and that won't be the case for the British. You'll see in a moment. You'll notice, by the way, 1 French inexperienced light mortar is gone, and 1 inexperienced light mortar has got 1 man left, but it's still there. The inexperienced squad is still in the building, and I think you rallied them, yes, Josh?
Yes.
And they are mere inches from an objective, the other side of that building. Right, let's talk about the top of turn 3, pre-turn 3, the British position with the artillery barrage from the French coming in. Both of them arrived successfully. Stuart command tank, considerably pinned, will obviously rally. Inexperienced light mortar, I suppose he's still alive. You'll notice he's 1 man though, but whatever. Platoon commander, whatever, observer, nothing to see here. Right, the British middle position, I'm not going to concede this game purely to see how it plays out, but it is pretty much done, because that is a British infantry squad. Now, in my defense, you can see they're being ranged in by a mortar. So this turn 3, they would need a 4 to hit them. So I didn't go down to the artillery barrage, and he rolled a 6 and heavy howitzer hit and killed 5 of the 7 men. Luckily, the stubborn made them stick around, but they're now useless. The anti-tank rifle is alive. Light mortar, observer, company commander. He's the guy that foobarred last turn, but I guess he'll try and rally again this turn. Oh, join me over here. Quite an enraging incident. This Stuart tank got hit by the artillery barrage, top armor, etc., and got blown up. Yeah, that happened. Over here, the third British Stuarts has yet to kill anything. I think he's been I think he may, in his defense, may at this point have killed 1 inexperienced French light mortar. Has not killed a single enemy tank from a standing position, mind you. Anyway, over here we have 7-man squad, airborne, stubborn, veteran rifles. And of course, I have one objective over there. And of course, we are within distance of consolidating that one if we can, although we'll have a million Char-Ds to deal with. So I'm not sure how we're going to quite do that, but we'll try and figure out something on that objective. Of course, we've got how many Senegalese, not Senegalese, how many inexperienced troopers in here?
I think it's 7 left.
7 men out of 11. And the objective over here, of course. We're going to wrap up this game in a second. Let me explain. The deciding factor will be this extreme flank objective. You can see 11 inexperienced French soldiers with rifles, no tough fighter. Again, 11 inexperienced with rifles, no tough fighter. Obviously, they came in from outflank relatively easily because of the double roll. They're at full strength. They made it into that building, that grey building with the black roof. Obviously, that's well within 3 inches of that objective. I ran those 5 British Airborne, 5 tough fighter, 5 stubborn British Airborne veterans with 5 SMGs. So they've got tough fighter into the same building. Now, to be honest, we may have broken the rules here. We will check in a second after I stop filming, because there might be a rule about you're not allowed to occupy the same building floor at any one time with more than 1 unit. If that is the case, then I suppose in future games, I would simply run from outflank into maybe the yellow building that you can see in front of you, in order to keep that objective contested. And noting we have no windows or doors between those buildings, so we won't be able to fire at each other. We'd have to come out into the street or something. It would take a turn or 2 to sort that mess out. That objective would stay contested in that case. Moving on. That objective over there has got a French platoon commander near it, so that is French owned. Over here, this, don't be fooled by this. This is British controlled. I should have flipped it over. We've failed to flip the markers, but you've seen in previous videos that one was flipped by a squad that, by the way, was here and is now in that building. So that objective is British owned. This squad is not doing much of anything. This is the British squad, airborne squad, that ran from already controlling that objective, has run into this building in order to be within 3 inches of that objective, to contest it, to keep it contested. Obviously, there's a lot of, this is a French inexperienced squad, the one that got heavy artilleried in that building and lost 4 men and now are fine. It is extremely likely between the airborne squad in the building that could advance right up to point blank with that squad, and the other airborne squad that is around back of that building that will also advance to point blank, that they can both shoot at point blank into that inexperienced squad of 7 men and wipe them out, and thereby put that objective under British control. Over here, we have the dead Stuart I was whinging about earlier from the artillery barrage. The only thing keeping me from raging is the fact that there is a burning Char-D over there. What killed the Char-D, Josh?
Your Stuart.
Okay, this Stuart over here, this one over here, yeah, this Stuart.
Not a shot.
I'm just trying to, there we go. That Stuart over there, right there, managed to put the last pin needed on that heavily suppressed Char-B that had received multiple artillery barrages, and pinned it out. So that's Stuart's done his job. This is the one that died to a French artillery barrage. The British central position, you could hear me being very negative in earlier rounds, because I was very out of position and was an idiot and exposed my tanks and infantry very early on, which was very dumb. Call it enthusiasm and stupidity, if you will. This infantry squad got mauled by a heavy howitzer round from indirect fire from the barrage. This is a company commander, platoon commander, or an observer. That's a light mortar. He's been okay. This turn, what's that? Oh, that dead Stuart. Anti-tank rifle has not had himself a good game, but he's alive, I guess. Counts for something. Another light mortar, alive. I suppose that again counts for something. You'll notice it's a one-man operation right now because he lost a guy. His company commander stopped him from breaking. So company commanders are awesome indeed, as we all know. Platoon commander has just bubbled people all game. Observer has done his job. Between him and his buddy, they've dropped 4 artillery barrages. I can't say it's a very exciting game. You just smother and lose 3 turns of the game. Stuart is doing Stuart things, and it's fine. That objective, I cannot really get there. And those legionnaires will certainly be able to get there in a turn or two. So that will be French owned for sure. This objective, certainly these Senegalese regulator fighters will get there and occupy it. And I will drive my Stuart to that location to contest it. If I've understood the rules correctly, I cannot own an objective with a non-infantry, non-artillery, but I can contest with any unit, including vehicles, which is what I will do. The only thing that could stop me doing that would be a shot from that. There we go, a shot from that Char-B, which might pin me and prevent me from activating. But I do have a platoon commander over there, which will probably make that activate regardless. So yes, in summary, will be contested by Senegalese, French squad and British Stuart over there. Will be French controlled in 2 turns, and there's not much I can do about it. Will probably be British owned, airborne owned, because this is a full strength airborne 7-man squad who will advance out that building into point blank, and the other full strength 7-man airborne veteran squad that's around the back of the building that will also advance into point blank will most assuredly are likely to wipe out that 7-man inexperienced squad and take that objective and put it under British control. This is certainly going to be British owned because it's already been flipped as I stated. That is French owned, and currently there's a French platoon commander over there. And there's not much I can do about that. And so indeed, it all comes down to this. So I will stop filming now and we will sort this out. It could go either way, to be honest, because I mean, it's 5 guys and I don't care how veteran they are. It's 11 attack rolls. Anyway, we'll see what Josh decides to do. Yeah, I'll report soon. Let's just do a wrap up then, shall we?
Yeah.
So it's indeed illegal. I cannot occupy that grey building with the black roof, bottom floor with French troops in there already. Me being British, so I would have to have run to the yellow building. The smart move would of course be from outflank to, which I did make. I made my outflank run into the yellow building. We would not be able to interact with each other because there's no interleading doorways or windows. But that would be a contested objective. And then French owned, British owned. British owned with those 2 7-man veteran squads killing the 7 inexperienced French troopers. Maybe French owned. Contested via the Senegalese French and the British Stuart tank. We're calling it a draw. In summary, I am getting used to using double artillery barrage, don't get me wrong. Just giving you an overview of the battlefield. I think it might be broken. Obviously, it's okay this time because it's just double French artillery observer versus double British artillery observer, but it really seems to slow the game down. But what do I know? I am but an enthusiastic amateur. Anyway, that's a wrap. A long game and a draw for all of that effort.
Man of the match.
And all of those explosions. Man of the match, French captain, undoubtedly. He will need an amazing paint job, and stories will be told of him in days to come. Correct me, he bounced two. He bounced two. I mean, it's in the history of bolt action, I don't think a French commander has bounced two heavy howitzer shells from a barrage and walked it off. And he's clearly got an aura around him because near him, within a few inches of him, also walked off a direct hit. So the man is blessed. He made his his ward save. The Emperor protects, clearly. Anyway.